What's going on, guys? Kevin here from thesportsgeek.com, and in this video, I'm going to go over my FanDuel NFL Week 1 picks. If you guys haven't already seen my other picks video for NFL Week 1 for DraftKings, check it out. A lot of those same picks apply. These are just some extra picks for FanDuel that I like as well. And if you guys notice, I'm wearing my Fantasy Labs t-shirt. If you guys don't have an account at Fantasy Labs, you're going to want to get one for this NFL season. Check them out using the YouTube link below. And go check them out. They helped me win a lot of money last year, and looking forward to a big NFL season this year. If you want updates on when I post new pick videos, make sure that you click on that little gear icon if you're on a desktop computer that you can see on the left-hand side, or if you're on mobile, make sure you click on that little bell icon, and you'll receive updates on when I post new videos. So my first FanDuel NFL Week 1 pick is going to be a quarterback wide receiver stack. We got Eli Manning at 7,200 and Odell Beckham Jr. at 9,100. There's 17 quarterbacks more expensive than Eli this week at FanDuel, which is just crazy. He's got a 100% bargain rating at Fantasy Labs. He's a lot more expensive at DraftKings, and FanDuel, he's got a huge discount. I think his ownership will be up a little bit at FanDuel because of this, but it's not going to be at a level that I'm going to worry about. I'm still going to play him at GPPs. I really like his matchup going against the Cowboys on the road, but still a good matchup. The Cowboys were 24th in pass yards against per attempt last year. This game's got a pretty high Vegas total of 49. The highest on the board's 51, just to give you a comparison. The average is usually around maybe 44 to 45. So we've got a really high total in this game. And I think a lot of people are going to be on Prescott at 5,000 for quarterback. So this is a good way to be contrarian. That way, it kind of protects you in two ways. If Prescott has a bad game, and Eli has an above average game, you're looking good. But also if Prescott has a really good game and a lot of people are on him, there's a good chance that Eli Manning could be throwing the ball a ton as well, and he could have a good game as well. So it's kind of good in two ways for that. And then not much needs to be said about Odell Beckham Jr. He's a beast. He's going to put up a lot of yards this year, going to get his touchdowns. And if Eli Manning has a good game, there's a good chance that Odell Beckham Jr. is going to go off as well. Next up, we got running back D'Angelo Williams at 7,100. So the Pittsburgh-Washington game comes on Monday night, and it's not going to be in the main DraftKings slates. It will be in the secondary slates, but the main DraftKings slates are just Sunday only. So at FanDuel, I'll be getting some exposure to some players from the Monday night games, including D'Angelo Williams at 7,100. There's 11 running backs more expensive than Williams on FanDuel, and Pittsburgh's projected to score 26.5 points against the Redskins. Williams scored more than 20 FanDuel points 5 times last year, and for most of the season, he was a number 2 running back when Bell was playing. So Bell's out with the suspension. He's going to get the ball a lot. He can catch passes as well, and he just gets a lot of usage out there when he's the number 1 running back, and they don't really have a good number 2 without Bell being there. So I think he's going to get a ton of usage, and I think Pittsburgh is going to score a lot of points. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. So I think Williams will go off for a big night. The Redskins were ranked 30th in yards against per rushing attempt last year, so they might have done a little bit to improve that, but I still think that D'Angelo Williams set up for a big game here on Monday night. And then I've got a value running back here. We got Christine Michael from the Seahawks at 4,800. The Seahawks are hosting the Dolphins and have an implied team total of 27.25 points as 10.5 point favorites. So they're expected to win big and expected to put up quite a few points. Obviously, this is a risky pick with Michael being the number 2 running back, but the number 1 running back, Rawls, is coming off an injury from last year and should be somewhat limited. This is something we kind of have to guess on, or at least get some more information closer to Sunday to see if Rawls is going to be 100% or if they're going to be doing more of a running back by committee and including Michael in a lot of the plays. So it's something we have to watch and kind of guess on, but something I'm willing to risk for GPP lineups. If the Seahawks get ahead, they could use Michael as their main running back to rest Rawls, maybe in the fourth quarter or something. So Michael could get his touches. And at 4,800, I think it's worth a little bit of a risk. I wouldn't put him in too many lineups, but definitely in a couple. The 2 games last year where he had 10 or more rushes, he averaged 5.2 and 6 yards per carry. So he's definitely a talented running back. If he gets his opportunity, I think he'll have a pretty decent game. And at 4,800, I think I'll risk him in a couple GPP lineups at FanDuel. So because I went with a high-priced wide receiver in Odell Beckham Jr. with my stack, I wanted to find a cheap value wide receiver for you guys. So I went with Vincent Jackson at 5,900. He's not a big bargain on FanDuel compared to DraftKings, but good cheap wide receivers are tough to find on FanDuel. So anytime you can find a guy under 6,000 who you think might have a big game, definitely worth a look. And Vincent Jackson, I think, is a guy who can have a big game. He dealt with injuries last year, but he showed upside with a single 25.7 FanDuel point game last year. And he did have multiple games in the double digits, even though he only played a couple games. He has looked good in preseason with 95 yards on 5 catches in limited action, so hopefully he can carry that over into the season. The Buccaneers are facing the Falcons in what could be a shootout, and Atlanta was ranked 18th in yards against per pass attempt last year, so they're below average defensively against the pass. I think the Bucs could have a big game passing, and obviously Mike Evans is the number 1 target, but Vincent Jackson at 5,900 seems like a good value to me. So my last FanDuel pick for NFL Week 1 is going to be a tight end, Jordan Reed, 7,400 from the Redskins, playing on Monday night against the Steelers. So at FanDuel, I don't mind paying up for a tight end because the value plays at tight end are usually around $5,000 for tight end. So going up to 7,400 isn't a huge jump. If you're looking at DraftKings, you might be able to find tight ends for around 2,700, and then you can, or you could go for Reed at somewhere around 7,000 or whatever he is this week. So the jump between the value plays at FanDuel aren't that big. So as long as you can find value in other positions, I don't mind paying up for a tight end here. Reed is almost like an elite wide receiver anyways. Puts up huge numbers. Last year he had 5 games with 20 or more FanDuel points and 10 with double-digit FanDuel points. So we can put up the big games. Again, they're at home versus the Steelers on Monday night. They could be trailing. They're, I think, 3-point underdogs, and we've got a high total in that game. And I could see Washington throwing the ball quite a bit on Monday night, and Reed is going to be the number 1 target, I think, for Cousins. And I expect him to have a big game. So yeah, I like paying up for Reed on FanDuel. Probably won't pay up for him on the DraftKings slates. We'll see how that goes. But definitely like him at FanDuel. All right, guys, so if you enjoyed this FanDuel picks video, make sure you click that thumbs up or the like button. That way I know to continue to do these FanDuel videos, and it also helps support my channel. So thanks a lot for that. Good luck in your contest in week 1 at FanDuel, and hope you guys make some money. Cheers.